Hello, welcome to the Singapore Airshow 2016. My name is Steve Tripp and I'm with the Boeing company. Behind me is the aircraft that I sell for Boeing. This is the P-8 Poseidon aircraft. This plane right here is the United States Navy aircraft currently deployed to the Pacific Theater as a part of the 7th Fleet operations. This aircraft is, as you can see, it appears to be a Boeing 737. But in fact, it's a very different 737. This is what we call the new generation of commercial derivative aircraft. This is the first time in commercial derivative aircraft history where the first step wasn't to buy an aircraft and cut it up. Instead, the Boeing 737-based P-8, from day one, from the day it was a roll of aluminum, was always going to be a P-8. So it uses the Boeing manufacturing process, but it uses the unique characteristics and the design and the fit necessary to become a P-8. So as this aircraft was produced by the Boeing company, it was in the form and in the structure of a P-8 Poseidon. So it never had the windows, it's always had the bomb bay, it has additional structure, it has additional strength. This is a 2.5G aircraft designed to perform a military mission while retaining the efficiencies and the product quality that the Boeing aircraft are known for. So this plane, the mission, as we start up in the nose, there's a highly sensitive radar here used for maritime surveillance. One of the main missions, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, are accomplished using that radar. There's a deployable infrared sensor that deploys from the forward portion of the aircraft. There's also a suite of sonobuoys, microphones that are dropped into the water, that are deployed from the aircraft. There are 129 of those sonobuoys, and an acoustic processor. It's able to accomplish this mission all the way from very low altitude at just a couple hundred feet off the water up to the aircraft service ceiling of 41,000 feet. It's very fuel efficient at high altitude, and it's still efficient because of these large GE engines that are efficient at low altitude. So the aircraft is proving to be successful in its role, efficient in its operations, and highly reliable because of the pedigree that it has as a Boeing aircraft. This plane, in addition to intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, performs anti-submarine warfare missions, performs anti-surface missions. It also is capable of very long-range search and rescue and other missions related to maritime domain awareness, maintenance of sovereignty for nations that wish to keep an eye on their EEZ, the exclusive economic zone around the countries in this area. So to do so, in addition to the many sensors it has a full communication suite that allows it to serve as a command control center for allied and cooperative operations. Once on station, and if need be, this is an armed aircraft. So while it's a 737 in appearance, it's very different in that way. From the wings, this aircraft can carry 2 of the Boeing Harpoon missiles on each one of the wings, so for a total of 4 missiles. Also in the back of the aircraft, underneath the fuselage, is a bomb bay. The doors open, revealing the capability to carry 5 torpedoes, providing the aircraft with this capability to not only sense, but to interdict if possible and need be. So in addition to all the sensors and the weapons that are on board, it's probably important to talk about the capabilities of this aircraft, for it's the capabilities that truly stand the P-8 above the competition in this area and set it very well for the very stringent requirements of some of the nations when it comes to maritime domain awareness and these missions of anti-submarine, anti-surface, fisheries protection, long-range search and rescue. So the 737 with a full fuel payload is able to travel approximately 1,200 nautical miles out to an area of operation, remain 4 hours on station, and then return another 1,200 miles back to its operating base. When we quote those numbers, we're talking about an aircraft that's fully loaded. So those are quotes for an aircraft with all of the weapons, with all of the search stores, and with a full load of gasoline. So if you were to need, in the case of a long search for search and rescue. The P-8's the aircraft that's able to provide a very high speed at speeds of well in excess of 400 knots at a very high altitude. You're able to get where you need to go very quickly, and then you can stay at a full range of altitudes for a very long period of time. Endurance of the aircraft is in excess of 11 to 12 hours on a standard load. The P-8 is in flight refueling capable. Currently it's not exercised by any of the nations, but it is fully capable of being refueled in flight. For search and rescue, the bomb bay is capable of carrying an air deployable search and rescue kit to be dropped at survivors. You're able to do that at a very extended range. It's an important capability for countries with vast areas of ocean they want to cover. In addition, the sensors on board are all connected to the Boeing Tactical Operation Mission System. It is designed with a very open architecture, which keeps in mind that we understand that there will be growth capability, there will be additional requirements for our countries, and while this is an extraordinarily capable aircraft right now, we've built it with growth in mind. This aircraft has about 50% spare electrical capacity right now. It has 30% spare air conditioning, and there are over 200 square feet of unaccounted for space on board the aircraft. This is an aircraft for which there is a long future with sensors that have probably not been invented yet. It's an aircraft designed for our customers to customize, to adapt, and to meet each one of their national requirements, regardless of the type of aircraft, the type of requirements that they have to begin with. So the P-8, capable from day one, modifiable in the future, and built for long-term growth. In addition, because this is a Boeing aircraft and it's a Boeing 737-based aircraft, it joins a worldwide fleet of thousands of 737 aircraft fully deployed throughout the world at any given time. It's very unlikely that you could fly anywhere in the world and be too far away from a 737 supply warehouse, a mechanic, or the support that this aircraft needs. It's Boeing legacy and the Boeing support that's provided to airlines flying the 737 worldwide are a major differentiator, and one of the things that the U.S. Navy and some of our newest customers are enjoying as they begin operating the aircraft worldwide.